We've been talking a lot about the Bears' possibility of adding veterans to this roster after getting another look at the team during training camp. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the Chicago Bears salary cap situation and breakdown. We're also going to look at how Pro Football Focus seems to be underrating the Chicago Bears running back room. We're going to get into all that plus a mailbag right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. And I want to take a look at the Chicago Bears salary cap situation. Real quick overview. We're not going to get too into the weeds on this one. The Chicago Bears, according to Over the Cap right now, sit with $21.62 million in salary cap space. That's actually the 13th most in the NFL right now. Now, we know that the Chicago Bears also are waiting on to sign Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze to their rookie deals. But with that said, Caleb Williams right now is projected to have a cap hit of $7.1 million in 2024. And also Rome Odunze is slated to be a little bit over $4 million to that cap hit. That's about $11 to $12 million, which will leave the Bears roughly about $9 to $10 million that they can use when it comes down to it. So with that said, it's that the Bears have an opportunity to still add a veteran. And, you know, with me over the last couple of weeks talking about Yannick Ngakoue, a possible edge that they can add, or Connor Williams, that's what the Bears are looking at to work with. Now, the Bears also have a possibility of creating a little bit more space for themselves as well. Larry Borom probably offers the best case if they feel comfortable in cutting him to add some significant salary to the Chicago Bears salary cap. Right now, he's on the books for $3.19 million, but if they cut him, he will only account for $83,000 in dead cap space. So the Bears are going to be able to save quite a bit of money if they do cut him and add over $3 million to their books if they needed to facilitate and get a veteran in. Now, in no way am I saying that this is a sure thing by the Chicago Bears. We know that Ryan Poles likes to maintain his flexibility. That flexibility may not come via signing another player. Maybe it comes in, having a little bit extra space if you do decide to make a trade, something like that. So ultimately, that's what the Bears sit at right now. I do think that it is a high probability that the Bears add some type of veteran before the start of the regular season. With that said, they're going to really take a deep look at how they feel about this team at particular positions leading up to that. And so, what you hear things about the offensive line and Nate Davis and the guard or the center position, Connor Williams would fit that. Then, of course, if they don't feel comfortable at what we have at the edge position with either DeMarcus Walker, Austin Booker potentially being there, they could look to add an edge as well before the start of the season. But let me know what you guys think on that. Now, hearing that salary cap projection, honestly, it was more than I was expecting, for the Bears to have even after officially signing Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze. But, if the Bears are able to do that, create a little bit more cap space, they can get some money on the books to add a veteran. Now, is it going to be one? Is it going to be two? That remains to be seen, but the Bears do have that flexibility, and that's where Ryan Poles really likes to be at this point in the season to take that evaluation. And if the Bears don't feel as confident in any position, not just to say those two, but in any position, somebody gets hurt, anything, it allows them a little flexibility to go after veterans in that case. But guys, let me know what you guys think on that down below. With that said, I also want to talk about Pro Football. I've been going over a lot of what Pro Football Focus has projected, things like that. The Pro Football Focus ranked the running back room rankings, and the Chicago Bears came in that ranked at number 19th. And it seems like there's a lot of doubt around DeAndre Swift on top of that, saying this. The Bears added DeAndre Swift to a group already containing Khalil Herbert and Roschon Johnson. Swift racked up the most rushing yards of his career last year, but that was mainly due to the volume instead of a major breakout. He, Herbert, and Roschon form a nice trio. The depth of the group feels more valuable than its ceiling. So, depth is definitely a thing. And I don't really take that as a knock to say that maybe the depth is better than the ceiling. But I do think that when you look at this Bears team, they do have tons of potential. Now, are they going to be as high in the rushing attack as they were ranked the last few years? With Justin Fields no longer being the quarterback and how many yards he did get rushing-wise, this can still be a formidable rushing attack. Do I think it's going to be as high as what it was? They'll have to prove that, right? But I think ranking them at 19th it feels a little low. I won't lie, but maybe that's because of me being a homer as a Bears fan. It could be possible, but I really look at this team and I look at what Shane Waldron and how the run and pass balance, the run game became a larger and larger part of it every year that he was in Seattle. And starting off, they went out and got DeAndre Swift and paid him at a time where Ryan Poles doesn't really typically pay running backs. So I like to think that the running attack is going to be something they use heavily, especially with a rookie quarterback. But maybe it does take a step back. And the question then is, right, in fairness, is that if the rushing attack is that's below half, in the second half of the league. If it is that low, how good is our passing attack with the wide receivers that we have here and Caleb Williams and the tight ends? How good is our passing attack at that point to where maybe being ranked that low doesn't necessarily impact it as much as it seems like it would? But overall, I think that the rushing attack is going to be better than 19th, but has some doubts. And like I say, with everything with the Bears, nothing's won on paper. So the Bears are going to have to prove it. And let's see if they can. But with that said, it is Friday. That means it is mailbag day here at Chicago Bears Central. Let's go ahead and get into these voicemails. This one's from Fred.
Hey, yo, Haize, what up, man? It's your boy Fred, man. Hope your Father's Day weekend was good, man. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers that, that's in their kids' life and doing what they got to do. But yeah, man, what can I say, man, about these Bears, man? I'm just so excited, man. I'm just ready to see what the team's gonna look like, man. Especially Caleb, you know what I'm saying? Because they put this label on him. They say he's this and that. I want to see if he's gonna deliver that for us. I'm not talking for the man. I just want this man to show me with his action. Just like the rest of the rookies we drafted and the veterans. I need them to show us fans that they this team, that the media got them on paper. Cause see, I don't do paper champion. Paper champ, they don't help you win games. That don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just ready to see if this team is legit, then that's what it is. Especially we haven't had a receiving core since we had Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall, and we had a nice tight end we had that year was Martellus Bennett. Like, hopefully the offense will, get on the same page as the defense. And that way we can be rocking and rolling together, because that's what we're going to need at the end of the day. Because we're trying to win playoff games and then following with Super Bowls, division titles, all that good stuff. So the Bears better come bring it. Taylor better come bring it, because the training camp get here is going to be all hell from there. He's going to make his mistakes, but hell, that's a part of learning, at the end of the day. So I can't wait to training camp get there, and I can't wait to see what these guys going to look like, man. So I just call in and shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to, you and the fellas, and keep doing what y'all doing, man. I love y'all show, man. And we going to, keep supporting our Bears, whether this is good or bad. Chicago up, better out of nothing.
Listen, I think everybody's excited for training camp, not because of Hard Knocks or anything like that, because this truly does feel like a new era, at least right now, for the Chicago Bears. And you should be excited at this point in the season about your team, especially with having the 2 first-round picks that we brought in, the changes that we've made to the offense, adding Keenan Allen, right, bringing in Shane Waldron, who should be a much better play caller than Luke Getsy. It's more than enough reason to be excited about what training camp has to offer. But like you said, it's not about being paper champions. So, to see it actually happen, right, to see the growth through preseason, to see the start of the season, that's going to be the most important thing. But we got to get through training camp to get there. And we get one day closer every single day of getting to where we need to be and being able to win. And so hopefully this team wins football games, and hopefully the excitement that's around the team right now actually pays off for wins for the Chicago Bears. But you guys can let me know what you guys think on that down below. All right, let's get into the next voicemail. This one is from Darius.
What's going on, man? Darius from Dallas here. I was just wondering, man, why is nobody talking about old Jack Sanborn? Isn't he in a contract year this year? If I'm not mistaken, I believe, I could be wrong, guys, but I believe this might be his last year before he's due for one. And, man, hell, Jack Sanborn coming into a contract year, man, that could do some good for us. I mean, some damn good for us. But what do y'all think about the potential of extending him? Because I do know that, linebacker is kind of like, it's one of those positions. It's like the running back of the defense. It's a position that's looked at that can easily be replaced. I mean, we found Jack Sanborn, in one of the later, I think he was undrafted actually. But I know a couple years before that we had Nick Witkowski, who I really loved, who ended up going to the Raiders. So we tend to find some good replacement backs, in the later rounds. Are y'all more so on the line of, hey, we got to re-sign Jack Sanborn or extend him? Or are y'all thinking, you know what, screw it, let's go see if we can find another one in the 4th or 5th round? Me personally, if he is, Jack, you're not going to get paid like the best, weak side linebacker in the game. But if he will accept a team-friendly contract right now, why not let's go? The kid's only getting like probably $700,000 a year or something like that. Man, let's just go ahead and give him a little $4 million a year extension or something. Let's see if we can lock him up. The guy is instinctual. That's what he does. He's not as instinctive on like a Lance Briggs level, but his ability to anticipate the run and where the ball's going and cut through there and get in the backfield, man, is pretty impressive. I don't think anybody would deny that Jack Sanborn has some elite talent, but I just wonder why nobody's talking about it. And I think it's because this defense is just loaded, man. That goes to show you like how loaded this defense is. The fact that we're not even talking about guys like Jack Sanborn when 2 years ago, Jack Sanborn was one of the biggest stories about our defense. He was one of our most hyped players on defense, it seemed like. And now he's not even talked about because his team is so loaded. So that's something to be thankful for, just putting things in perspective. But I just thought about that on my drive this morning. I'm like, why the hell ain't nobody talking about Jack Sanborn? I got to thinking his contract's got to be up pretty soon. So what do y'all think, man? Is he a for sure re-signing, or go ahead and let him walk, get another one in the 4th or 5th round, something like that? Let me know what you think. Take this up. Bear down.
Listen, no, you're absolutely correct. Jack Sanborn is in the last year of his deal. And I think that you're right to ask of, all right, are they going to pay Jack Sanborn, or are they going to go out and look for a cheap upgrade? Because Jack Sanborn was an undrafted pickup. And we got Noah Sewell there as well, who really didn't get a chance because of injuries and other things to really show too much last year. I had said that there was a chance that Noah Sewell may even win a starting position last year. Now, Jack Sanborn, we love here at Chicago Bears Central. We were one of the first people to even notice his play early in the preseason a couple years ago. And that was before he really took off. But I think that it comes down to this, that two things can be true. I think that there is a good chance of Jack Sanborn signing another deal, but the Bears still look for an upgrade to start maybe at that linebacker position. I think both things are possible. Now, the Bears very well could prioritize edge, safety, offensive line. Those all could be priorities in next year's draft, to where maybe Jack Sanborn does come in another starter. But I do think that the Bears could keep him, and I think that you can. I think he's a Chicago Bears type guy. I think, he's shown that he's better kind of in that middle linebacker range, but he's not going to play that with this linebacking core unless they make changes. But they could look for an upgrade, and maybe the upgrade is even already on the roster in Noah Sewell, but that doesn't mean that as a depth piece that Jack Sanborn can't stay around. Keep in mind, Jack Sanborn's on a really reasonable contract. Throughout all 3 years of his contract, which this is the last year, only $2.5 million paid, right? So, you don't expect him. He hasn't played or performed in a way where you expect this huge raise or anything like that. So I think there's a high probability of him staying here, but maybe us also trying to find somebody to bring in competition for that starting position. But you guys can let me know what you guys think down below. All right, let's get into this next one. This one is from Mojo.
Bobby, hey, C-Dub, Cognac Boy, Steve-O, Kev. I ain't gonna lie, Kev. Your ass is like Andre Iguodala, and I'm standing on that shit. But anyway, what's happening, boys, man? This your boy Mojo, long time subscriber since y'all had about, 3 goddamn followers, but that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about the Bears. All right, here's my thing. First, Nate Davis. Can we get him the fuck out of Chicago, please? I don't care if we trade him for a hacky sack tournament water boy. Get him the fuck out of Chicago. I'm pretty sure he can be replaced. We have great replacements that could probably, come on now. Like, it's been going on 2 years with this dude, and he just can't seem to get his shit together. 2, can we please give Ryan Poles a round of applause, standing ovation? Just throw the whole party at this man. Like, this man has done something to this team in the last 28, 30 years I've been watching this fuck-ass team. This team did not look like this at all. Like, since I've been living, it has never looked like this, honestly. Yeah, we had Jay, Virginia Slim, smoking-ass Cutler in the back, throwing to Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall, but it wasn't this, all right? So, I think the Bears on the cusp of, we can do this year. I think we can do this with Caleb. And I think Rome is going to set the tone for the wide receiver room. I mean, that's just my opinion. You got DJ Moore too, but I think Rome is going to be the one to shine. But yeah, I just want to tell y'all, man, I love the show. It's your boy Mojo again, reporting live in enemy territory right here in Lambooty. Yeah, I call Lambeau Field Lambooty area. It's Lambooty for show. Chicago up, bear down. Love y'all.
Listen, it's hard with Nate Davis's deal because Nate Davis has guaranteed money. So it's not as simple as just getting Nate Davis out of here. And unfortunately, I do think that Nate Davis is still going to be around here on this team. I just, I think it is. Regardless of whatever else, he's probably going to see this year through. He's a cap hit of, I think, almost $11 million. But unfortunately, when it comes down to it, it sucks. Like, it sucks where we are right now. Like, giving him the guaranteed money for what the production has been up until this point, it's a bit of a struggle. Now, one could say, though, that, hey, maybe Nate Davis shows us a little bit something more this year. And like I said, as much as the bad talk has been around Nate Davis, I'm willing to give it to training camp to really see who and what he turns into for this team. And if he's able to perform, able to practice, able to get on the field and play the way that we need and expected him to play when we signed him, all right, all those things go away, right? And there still is a probability of that. As much as, even maybe I act like it's not a probability sometimes, it still is. It's still a probability that Nate Davis is ready to go. He's locked in. And a lot of this talk so far in the offseason ends up being afterthoughts once the season is on. If it's not, it's going to be kind of hard to move off that money. You can't just cut him. So that plays a part into it as well. They could look for it. So, we'll see. Now, as far as your other point of Rome Odunze setting the tone in the wide receiver room, I think that's a bit of a wild take. I think that, especially having veterans like we do around, I think they're probably going to set the tone together, but if I had to bet on any one of them to set the tone, it's going to be DJ Moore. He's the one that's been here, right? Even though it's only been one season. Keenan Allen also is a vet that has expectations. I don't know if he sets the tone, but Rome is definitely going to help push the competition level. That's for sure. Because even being a rookie, you can't take Rome Odunze and the skill set for granted. He's going to be pushing it. The spirit of competition in that wide receiver room is going to be fierce. And I think it's going to bring the best out of them and also out the cornerbacks, right? Because that's the one they're going to go to battle with every day in practice. So I think those are all good things for this team, and it's all going to be things that help this team develop the way that we need it to. So great points there, Mojo. Thank you for the voicemail. Let's get into this last one for today. This one is from Booker.
Yo, Haize, what's good, man? This book, man, blessings to you and yours. Man, hey, I got to tell you, man, if you was to go back in the history, man, of some of the voicemails I left and also some of the chats, I've been real big on G-Dex, man, ever since they drafted him, man. I think I think Dexter's going to be a very good player for years to come for the Bears, man. I've been saying it. And I got even more enthused about it yesterday, even though I had to watch THG No. And he had to have an interview with him, man, which, man, it fired me up, man, even more about this kid, man. He knows what's in store for him. He knows what he has to do. He knows the expectation for him, man, and he looked like he's ready, man. He was speaking with bold confidence, man, and I love it, man. Now we just got to see it play out on the field, man. But I think that this kid is going to turn into the 3-tech that they've been looking for, man. And it's good because now knowing that he's going to take over, he's accepting that responsibility, man, and I think he's going to prosper from it. But that's all I wanted to say, man, and I wanted to reach out and talk about Dexter for a minute, man, because, like I said, I've been a big proponent of him for a while. Ever since they drafted him, man, I said that this kid was going to be a cornerstone of this team. But that's all I wanted to say, man. Blessed to you and yours. You have a good weekend. Shout out to the family, the crew, and everybody. Have a good weekend. Chicago up, bear down, and I'll holler.
Javon Dexter, I hope that he understands the expectations and understands the assignment, really. A Javon Dexter leap year this year for this team could drastically change what this offensive line is. And defensive line is, even though it's a defensive line that already has Montez Sweat on it and finished the season extremely strong. So to keep those things going, Javon Dexter taking a leap or at least a big step, right? This season, it really changed things. And Zach Pickens as well. It's a vote of confidence in both these guys that they did not bring in a veteran to surpass either one of them. They brought in veterans that's going to be behind them, but these are two guys at that position that are going to be there. They're going to get a lot of snaps playing under Eric Washington. And if they have the seasons that we think and on paper it looks like they can have, man, that's going to be exciting seasons for the Chicago Bears. So, yeah, Javon Dexter, he looks ready. The fact that he has dropped the weight that he's had while still, getting more lean, but still looking extremely strong, and it's going to help him be a little bit more mobile. Those things all are definitely going to help. And, we're going to get a chance to look at it. And the future of the Bears defensive line has some promise. I'm not ready to say yet what it's going to be in the future, but you look at Austin Booker and how raw, but how talented he is. You look at Dex. You look at Billings, Billings is a little bit older, right? You look at Pickens, right? We got guys that look like they can be part of this defensive line for years to come. Now they got to prove how big of a role is that and how they need to support it. But we got some bright futures there, and I won't call them stars quite yet, but we got some bright futures there. And let's hope that they're going to be able to bring it all together for the Chicago Bears, because if they can, that's drastically going to change the expectations for this defense. So we'll see what it brings, y'all. But guys, thank you so much for leaving those voicemails. Make sure you guys are following the channel at Shy Bear Central. You guys can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related, thanks to you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.